welcome back. And if you're joining us for the very first time, we are live from the PSL offices in Parktown, Johannesburg, building up to the first DStv Premiership Soweto Derby of the season. A sold-out FNB Stadium awaits all of us on Saturday afternoon. If you don't have a ticket yet, you can catch all the action live on your World of Champions Supersport PSL channel. Now, before that brief break, we heard from Kaizer Chiefs. Let's hear from the home side now, Orlando Pirates. Coach Jose Rivero is alongside me, and Innocent Maela as well. I'll start with the first question, as with the other section, and then throw to members of the media who are in attendance today. Just a reminder, use the hashtag Babizebonke, use the hashtag DSTVPrem, or hashtag Soweto Derby. We're looking forward to interacting with you. Coach Jose, let's start with you. It's your first Soweto Derby. You told me off air that already you're hearing in the streets from people the pressure about this game. What do you know about the magnitude?
Hello everyone. Well, obviously it's one of the games that everybody's waiting during the season. I heard about this game almost from my very first minute in the country. It's one of the games also that I have seen, not live, but sometimes, you know, even from Europe, is one of the biggest one. It is not the big one, the biggest one in the continent. So yeah, we try to anyway be focused and be calm, just approaching the game like one more game so far until we arrive there. I guess we're gonna really feel, or at least myself, is the first time in FNB with a full crowd. So obviously it's gonna be a special day for all of us. But we need to be also pragmatic and understand that we are playing for 3 points, and we have to approach the game with calm and with the focus in the areas that are going to help us to win the game.
So just following on from what the coach has said, we know the form that Pirates come into this game on. We all saw the big win on the weekend. Fantastic performance as well. 3 games unbeaten in the DStv Premiership. How do you refocus the attention of the players from that fantastic win on Saturday to this game?
Yeah, good afternoon everyone. I think for us players, you know, every match we play is different, and we all know that form doesn't count when you go into these kind of matches. And also for us, you know, we make sure that we focus each and every day in what we have to do to achieve our goals on match day. So we don't struggle much, you know, thinking about the last match. Every day when we get into training, we think about the next match and make sure that we train as hard as we can.
Okay, so just a reminder once again, before we take questions, this is your only opportunity to ask Coach Jose any questions you may have, while Innocent and Dion Hotto afterwards are going to be available in a mixed zone style. So let's start. Any questions? I see a hand in the back already. Please can we get a mic out there?
Thanks, big man. Coach, Tebo from ENCA. I remember earlier on in the season, I asked you that how are you feeling about the team shaping up in terms of performances. You said you expect a more solid performance in October. We are in October now. Are you satisfied with how things have gone so far? Thanks.
Well, I think we are improving week after week. That's the target. We're starting to be much more competitive in every different scenario. But that's the normal thing. We, like I said many times, I will repeat myself probably many times today, but it's true. We try to implement and consolidate and implement and consolidate. That's the training process. That's what we try to do every week, and we are doing well, I have to say, in that sense, and that's why I try to keep myself always far from the results and doing the analysis in a different direction, and I think the team is starting to look much more close to the team that we would like to see in the future, and we would like to see more consistent during the time. So I'm quite satisfied, even though, like I repeat many times, we are ambitious. The players are also. I mean, I cannot be ambitious if the players are not, and they are not pushing me to be better and to improve and to get better and stronger. So yeah, we managed to create an ambitious environment there around. So that's why the team is going forward and is improving.
Coach Benjamin Miranda, Football Live. I have two questions for you. The first one is, you have always talked about not grading on individual players, but in the past 2 games we have seen that Saleh has been an individual player who has terrorized the opposition. Will you be planning around him for going to the game against Chiefs? And the second one is, Chiefs have been dominating the past 3 seasons in this Soweto Derby. How are you planning to end that dominance?
Saleh, like every other player, it's how can I say, like getting benefit of the environment that he has around. It's easy to play when you are surrounded of good players like he is. So when one player is shining on the field, it's because it's getting support in many different departments. So I think it's nice to see players shining, and you will always put the players in the spotlight if they score goals or if they do some nice tricks, but there are things that are much more important that happens before and after that in order to create a team with balance, with the capacity to protect one result, to consolidate the lead, and etc., etc. So hopefully I would like to see that you put more players in the spotlight in the future, because that means that some others are scoring goals as well. And about how are we gonna get rid of their dominance, I'm not thinking about that. Like I said already in other occasions, we are just living today and then tomorrow and then after tomorrow, and we are thinking about the game that is coming. It's going to be a different scenario than in the previous derbies with the full crowd. I think it's the first time after the COVID, so that will create a different game than the recent ones, for sure, with a new team, with a new coaching staff in both teams. So I think it's a new story, it's a new chapter of this beautiful story between these two big clubs. And we're gonna try to do the things as usually, trying to dominate the game, trying to get the lead as soon as possible, and then trying to give the answers that the game is gonna ask.
Hola, coach. Just as a follow-up to the Salem question, as a coach, do you maybe see the need that you can sit down with him and sort of talk and advise him because of the noise that is out there because of his performances? Because sometimes we've seen that when there's so much noise, players can get carried away and tend to lose their focus a little bit.
I don't think it's the case. It's just a boy who wants to play football, who is having really fun every morning in the training and still having fun in the games. That's why he's performing in the way he's doing, because he just wants to play football. That's it. Sometimes what you say is right. We need to protect the player in a way that they don't get confused and they don't get relaxed. But I don't think it's the case so far. But we try to keep an eye on all of our players. Usually it's more important to keep an eye on the players who are not playing or not shining or not getting the good feedback from the media or from the fans. So far we try to keep an eye on all of them, and because we need all of them sooner than later. You're talking about one boy who didn't participate in the first, 7 or 8 fixtures in the league. and now everybody's talking about him. So that's a process behind, and we need to probably now pay more attention on the ones who are not in the spotlight in this moment, but maybe they will be in 1 week or in 2 months. So it's an interesting question, but I don't think that we need to do it.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Innocent. You're going into this game as the captain of Orlando Pirates. You grew up at this club, you know what it means to wear the badge as well. How big a pressure is this for you personally, and anything different that you're going into this one? Obviously, you're with Armband, the huge responsibility of carrying this club on your shoulders. Of course, not alone, but as the captain. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's true that we're playing a Soweto Derby. You know, it's a big occasion, especially for the fans. But for me personally, every game that I play, you know, I have to perform to the best of my abilities. It's not like I'm going to do anything different because we're playing the Soweto Derby. And the pressure, I mean, pressure is always there when you play for a big team like ours. Not only me, but everyone else. You know, anyway, we are there to support each other. So I don't think going into this match there'll be something different that I'll be doing during my preparation, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Coach Yuri Kosha here from Newsroom Africa. Moving from one individual to another, a player like Kermit Erasmus seems to have been a shrewd signing for Orlando Pirates. Why do you think he has offered you such a different dynamic to your attack? And why do you think he has had such a good impact coming into the team, and almost an immediate impact? And when you have a player like him going into such a big game, does that give you more confidence?
With his position is like in every other position, in every other department, but again, probably we always, or the players who are playing close to the goal, or they play the last pass, they play the last pass to the net as well, usually attract much more attention on us, me as a fan also sometimes when I'm watching one game. Erasmus is doing what we're supposed to do. He's a player with experience, he's a player with quality, and like I said before about Salem, it's much more easy for them to play and shine when you have good players around, and this is one case. And in this moment he's doing a good contribution, not only in the competition, also in the training process, and it's increasing the competition inside the squad. That's why we have an interesting number of players in the squad, and huge quantity of talent, especially in the positions close to the goal. That creates a good competition inside the squad, and we will all get benefit of that, not as an individual, and yes, as a team. That's the most important thing.
Tema Shabalala, Joseph from Sports. Coach, I'm just going to ask you this about the chairman. This is one of his games that he watches, you know, with all his concentration. It's one of the biggest games in the continent. Have you spoken to the chairman since the game has been getting closer? And what is the word between the both of you, if you have? And based on what you are seeing now, since you arrived in South Africa, is it something that you've experienced everywhere else where you have coached, where such a league game brings about such a huge vibe and atmosphere?
No, the atmosphere around a football game here in South Africa, I think I cannot say. I have been coaching in Europe, and this is my first experience in a different continent, but it's difficult to compare with any other game in Europe. For sure, in my experience, but also in my experience as a spectator, it's a different atmosphere. It's sometimes tricky for us as a coaches because the communication becomes almost impossible from the bench. It's really difficult to find one spot where you can really have a fluent communication with your players. It's a party, and it's nice to be part of that party also as a football coach. I have to say, the way that our fans were following us during the season around the country, it's just amazing. We are playing as a local team as a home team almost in every single game. Even sometimes is more support far from our stadium. It's just incredible. So I cannot imagine what it means, you know, the sound and how loud can be the crowd with 90 or 95,000 spectators on Saturday. It's going to be something very special. And then about your first question, I think those interactions or conversations are, you know, part of our private life, and it will be there. But thank you anyway. Thanks for your question.
Kamkhana Mokhaled, FM Sports. This is a question to Innocent. Innocent, you look at a team like Orlando Pirates, one of the best defense team in the league currently, up against a team that's that's been leaking at the back in terms of conceding goals. So I'm looking at yourself. I'm looking at Tapelo Koki, SBC, and what has been working for you in making sure that you solidify your defense and supporting your goalkeepers, that you don't concede any goals?
Yeah, I think it's not only those players. You know, when we start to defend, we start up front. Our forwards, our number 10s, our midfielders, and also our wing backs. So what has helped us the most is that we are always compact. You know, it's not only 4 or 5 players that are keeping clean sheets, but it's the whole team, and credit must go to the whole team.
The coach liked that reply as well. Next question. Can we have here in the front, please? Just here. Thank you.
Yeah, Coach, Riveiro from SABC. I spoke to Spisi earlier on. In fact, it was about a similar question to Diego. It's the defense. I've noticed that whether you are Koki playing with Nda or you've got Spisi playing with Nda or Koki, the delivery is just been the same. What would you attribute that to? Is it the structure that you've brought to the team, and also if you can touch on how important is the discipline, the tactical discipline that we saw against Sundowns last week, and how important it will be to repeat it this weekend?
I think the captain already answered the question. It's a matter of the team to understand that there are 2 big moments in the game, in this game that we play, which is attack or defense. There's nothing else. If we think or feel that we can be 100% competitive if we only enjoy one of these moments, I think we are wrong. Sooner or later we're gonna pay. So from the very first moment with the group, we try to convince them to also enjoy the other moment, the defensive phase, which is part of the game. We cannot just decide that we're gonna be commit with what we do when we have the ball. We have to be also very commit when we don't have it if we want to be a competitive team. That romantic vision of the game, thinking that we're gonna have the 100% of possession and we're gonna dominate every single minute inside the game, it's just a dream. We are playing against good teams who are going to discuss the possession with us like they do, and we have to be prepared for those moments. So the commitment of the boys with the defensive phase, the fact that they enjoy the moment where they are defending, they enjoy when we finish the game and we didn't concede not only goals, sometimes we don't even concede shots on target. That's that it means that we succeed also. So that's what I said before. We put the focus only in the players who are scoring or not scoring, and we are missing a lot of things that are happening behind the results.
Hi, Coach. Chris from Disk Africa. Following up on what you're saying now, can you give like a timeline to say this project that you're going through with Pirates? How far do you think you are from where you would want the team to be from the time that you have been here? And also just after that, you can tell us if there are any injuries going into this thing.
I think we are going there. We are going there. We are, there's always things that we as a coaches, we will feel that we need to improve, that are not good enough. But the truth is that, I try to evaluate my team from what I see, not only in the competition, what I see during the week, what I see about their behaviors, what the player express, to me during the week, and I think we are in a good moment. I think that I said also in some previous press conferences that we are playing better than what I expect. Probably one or two draws in a row, it makes us look sometimes not good enough. But I think we are playing much better than what I expect when we start, because the changes and the implementations are not only one or two. So I'm quite happy with the way that the guys are doing everything. 100% satisfied. No, not me, not them. So it's the football is a never-ending story from the coach perspective. Okay, for our supporters and media, it's winning or losing that makes the difference between being a good moment or not. Someone said before that we are unbeaten in the last 3 games, but before the Arrows game, you will say that we didn't win the last 3 games. Probably, you're not gonna say that we didn't lose. You're gonna say that we didn't win. So, in terms of results, I think that we should have more points in the league. To be honest, I think that we made enough to collect more points. But the games are games. But the team is in the right track. Like I said many times, I'm not the proper person to speak about the health of my players.
Yeah, Suiso from the SABC, coach. Is this a must? I'm here, coach. Is this a must-win match for Orlando Pirates, considering that very soon the league will be forced to take a break ahead of the World Cup? Surely you have plans, where you want to see yourself come the recess period. Thank you.
Thank you. To be honest, I think the points are very important. We need the points. We want to end this first part of the season as high as possible, and for that we need to collect 3 points. The occasion is what it is. It's a derby. It's going to be a special game, but in the end of the day, we're going to share 3 points there, and we want to be the ones who are going home with the 3. It's going to be special, yes, but yeah, like I said before, I think we should have more points. So now we have an opportunity to take a 3, and it's going to be a boost also for us in our mood and for the future and all of those things around a big game like this. But in the end, yeah, we would like to obviously finish this first part of the season with 3 more points that are gonna keep us in a good position for the second part of the season.
Coach Lorenzo from Media Times. Like you said previously, you're not obsessed about position. There's a club you're playing, Chiefs, who potentially are obsessed about position. They always say they want to dominate the game, dominate position. But as we saw against Sundowns, does their style or the style they want to implement play into your hands like Sundowns did?
Our intention is to have the ball. Always. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes not. It depends on the approach of the opponent. It depends where are they pressing, if they are coming to press high, because possession, where I said many times, I want to have a lot of possessions. I would like to have a lot of possessions. Do I want to have the ball 1 minute? It depends. Am I leading? I'm not. Is the opponent in low block? Is in high block? It depends. What I want is to have a lot of attacks. Attack a lot of times. It's gonna take 6 seconds to be in the goal. I'm not gonna take 12 if I can decide. My players must decide. If we have to space, to run, to attack, to be aggressive, to be vertical. Like I said, the game is asking for many different things during 90 minutes, and we need to give the right answers. That's what it means to be competitive for me.
Coach, I'm still here with the coach from Innocent Maela. there's a general consensus around that Orlando Pirates are the favourites for this particular tie. As a coach, going into the changing room, what is your message to the players? Is it to try and calm them down and manage their expectations, or are you encouraging them to listen to all of those, to that narrative, and take that confidence onto the field?
For me, the way we control the emotions is going to be one of the keys. Like I said before, the semi-final as well, in this type of big games. It's not about how good you are, it's about how good can you be today in front of 95,000. Even me as a coach, how focused can I be, how concentrate, how much can I help? It's about that. We don't need to be favorite, or we don't need to be the best team in the country on Saturday. We need to be better than Chiefs on Saturday. That's the target.
Thanks. Coach, you sort of like close with Chiefs and open with Sundowns. How important is it to get, it's sort of like a 6-point in challenging Sundowns for the league title?
I'm not sure if I understood the question, sorry.
You are going to play Chiefs this weekend when you close, and then open with Sundowns in December. How important is it for you guys to get 6 points to challenge Sundowns for the title?
It's a long way till the end of the year. We are just focused about the next one, which is train tomorrow, and after tomorrow we will know more about ourselves and the way that we need to approach the next one, which is the Chiefs games. We don't see anything else or any other game. We have also some compromises before that game, so you can imagine the importance of the Sundowns game, the 31st of December. In this moment, it's like nothing. No.
Okay, that was our last question. I want to say thank you so much to Coach Jose Rivero and to Innocent Maela as well. And I want to wish you the very best of luck on Saturday. We'll all be watching. What's going to happen now to members of the media, you'll be able to have that mix.